Hey, what's going on everyone? Blade here and welcome back to another video of Persona 5 The Phantom X. Inside today's video, guys, you see the title, you see what's going on, and I say global players beware. We are going to be having a very weird unknown space that's coming out soon that is definitely putting not only just the TWKR and CN players on edge, but also the global players on edge. So we're going to talk about that today, and hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. I do have a couple things that are going to be coming out very soon. I'm actually in the works of updating the build guide for Makoto Yuki. We're going to be bringing back build guides as much as possible. I'm already in the midst of trying to make those in Photoshop, having some small problems with at least organizational looks. But hey, we're going to try and get that solved on out, and I'm going to try to make sure it looks good for you guys because I really do want to start doing this again for you all. But there's a lot of things that I need to update, so look forward to it. But let's get into it. So as I was saying, there is a very weird space that's happening currently with how the timelines are matching up for both TWKR and CN as well as global. And it's starting to look like we are most likely getting another global anniversary sync, which is going to be interesting, or at least another sync in general for our banner, which is going to be kind of interesting because the last worldwide release that we ended up having was for the twins. Now the twins themselves, you guys still don't have level 100 just yet, and they are huge. They're still insanely busted. I've been enjoying them on TW. I've enjoyed them on my global account, and heck, they're still missing their 5-star weapon on the global account itself. And I have to say, these guys are busted. So with the opportunity of this happening on global again, it's most likely going to be seen that we're going to have a very broken character coming out very soon. So we're going to go ahead and try to back this up with a little bit of information, because I know some of you guys are probably like, there's no way that's going to happen. We have all this other stuff happening here. And it is very much so pointing to this. First of all, we've had a lot of little hints on their Twitter where they're like, hey, what is it called? We have these list of characters here. Who's going to be in that mystery slot? So for something I want to at least show you guys off here, we can go ahead and look up their thing immediately on Persona. And I think they did a thing a while back, pretty much going over like, hey, we have all these little slots. What do you think is going to be at the anniversary? Which it showed like Anj and all of them. Here it is, the first Anni lineup, in which we do know, of course, Anj is most likely going to be here. Well, Anj is already here. We have Makoto Yuki coming out. We're most likely going to have Yukari being out. And then we have these two other spaces. Now, the interesting side of this here is we're already looking at something being around this said area. Most likely Makoto and Yukari obviously are going to always be back to back. But then we have this weird spacing where 41 days later, there's a random part here. Now, 42 days is the global anniversary. But to fit with this exactly on timing, we would want to have a banner that's going to most likely end with one of these guys. We're going to have a banner that most likely is going to appear out of nowhere. Now, this one, it makes sense for Akihiko to come a little bit earlier because it just wouldn't match properly for the lineups for the P3 collaborations. Usually there was a little bit of time period that was in between then that was a little foggy, right? They still went back to back to back, but at the same time with the time period that was going, or at least given to us, the units themselves had a little bit more space. Well, here is that weird space that we do not know exactly what's going to be there. Now, a lot of people are trying to guess what's happening. Of course, if these two are here, what's going to be at the bottom? Of course, the last slot is obviously going to be Akihiko, but the fourth slot is up for grabs. Now, this raises some questions. Now, recently, of course, in the Jocks ended up posting, I strongly recommend you guys save some jewels for global anniversary. By the way, it's probably an extremely strong unit, just like the twins. And even he ended up recommending, saying that with the mainland schedule here, it does fit for a random character. Even if we're looking at TWKR and CN, looking at their time period, we actually have a random slot as well that is going to be in between weird spacing. This is going to be in between the P5D Mona as well as the summer banner. We do not have anything that's supposedly going there. And they don't seem to be having any plans for P3R on our end as well, meaning both ends of the spectrum, both global, JP, TWKR, CN, will all have this weird opening slot looking to be a together banner, much like the twins, which is very interesting to say the least. So with this in mind, with the information that we do have, Yes, there's things I do know, but there's things I'm not going to say. And I will straight up be honest with you guys. You might want to go ahead and start saving. A lot of global players have given me questions, have asked me a couple things here, and have asked a bunch of opinions. And the first thing I say with you guys, if we've learned anything from our first experience with these characters, we obviously do know that the next experience is going to be very much so scary. Now, I know a lot of you guys have thought it was probably Virtuoso Joker, which isn't in TW just yet here, but a lot of you guys were thinking it was the P5D Joker. That's not actually going to be happening because P5D Joker itself is only it's like a new collab, but it's more like an event itself that is presenting itself with a lot of content and a bunch of characters that are going to be back to back. So that wouldn't fit in this time period. We can go ahead and take a look at least the P5X news and info area. We're already noticing that this man's coming out, and next week is where we on TWKR and CN, well, TW and KR are getting this said character. So that wouldn't make sense for a worldwide release. This one is just going to be like P3R and them, where after a certain amount of time here, we're going to eventually get this as a collab or as a event, as they keep saying it as, which is pretty much our festival, and we're going to have different characters coming out. So far, what we know is going to be Joker, Mona, right? And then, of course, if we looked into the synthesizing little event here, it has also On and Ryuji. So that's also very interesting to see when those are going to come out, but who knows when those characters are going to happen. So this is a full-on collab type deal, which would not match up for the global side, meaning whatever this is, it is going to be a one-off character who's going to be most likely insanely broken, much like the twins here. And that is very scary because funds are about to get disrupted. Now, I've been knowing about this for quite some time here, and I will definitely tell a lot of you guys, you're going to want to save. Just save. Take the word for it. The twins were my first time of telling you guys to save, and we see how that ended up. I would tell you guys again, do save. Don't do anything too risky. It is very interesting to see how they're going to do this one here. Hopefully they're not so game breaking to the point that it absolutely ruins everyone's pool plans, but it is going to be a very good character. And this is the unknown that a lot of you guys are going to have to think about that here. I actually ended up doing a little quote retweet, and it was kind of funny because the Jocks isn't wrong on this. I can't say much on it, but I definitely would say, please do your saving. Be wise about this one because it's going to be interesting. But what do you guys think the character is going to be? I'm not going to answer anything down below in the comment section, but let me know down below. What do you think the character is going to be? Are you going to pull anyways? Are you going to just skip it because you have other characters? So on and so forth. Let me know how that does go for y'all. But talk to you guys next time. Stay safe, stay sharp, and peace on out.